All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to BAR 2021. This is the fourth time we have run the Binary Analysis Research Workshop in conjunction with NDSS. So hopefully you've had a few minutes to sit and look at this beautiful beach that we're missing out on this year. Hopefully next year we can get back to the catamaran and enjoy the San Diego weather in February. So just want to do the traditional thing and go through how BAR's been doing. So this year we had 15 submissions. This is slightly up from last year where we had 13. Of those, we ended up accepting 9 papers, and they sort of fell into 3 kind of major topic areas. We have these sort of core binary analysis papers that are really about introducing some kind of new technique for analyzing binary programs. We had a couple papers on looking at how to use binary analysis for various kinds of fuzzing related tasks. And then we had 3 that were focused on embedded systems specifically, so analyzing firmware. And so I think that, BAR has been doing quite well. If we just do a little bit of one of my favorite hobbies, which is extrapolating, you can see that we're on an exponential growth curve here. I expect by 2022, we'll be way up above 20 papers. Beyond that, who knows, we may overtake the main NDSS conference itself. So overall, binary analysis as a field is quite healthy and doing well. And BAR as a workshop has also been doing quite well and been growing at a nice rate. So I'm looking forward to many more happy years of binary analysis research with NDSS. So if you want to follow along with the papers as we go through today, we've put up the program with links to the preprints and links to the artifacts for each paper. Those are at this URL down here at the bottom. And so one thing to note is that all of these are the not the final versions of the paper. So the audience has a chance to give feedback to the authors during the workshop, and after the workshop, the authors can revise their papers before the camera ready deadline on March 12th. So if you've got some ideas for, a kind of cool, quick experiment that they could do to improve the paper, or, some question that came up that they can answer, definitely make sure to ask those so that they can get the best version of their paper possible by the camera ready deadline. The other thing that I want to point out is that since its beginning, BAR has had a big focus on open research, sharing artifacts, making sure that the systems and software that back the research that we publish here end up being open source. And so, we've always tried in the call for papers to emphasize that papers that agree to make their code and or data available will get sort of special consideration. And so we did quite well with that this year. So every paper that we accepted, the authors have agreed to release code. There are 2 papers where the authors are still in the approval process, so it's not 100% certain, but they have agreed to at least try. And so I think this is a really great sign for the sort of health of the research community here. So for anything that you see today at BAR, you should be able to click on, or almost everything you see today at BAR, you should be able to click on the artifact link, go try and check it out, and potentially build on it to do new research in binary analysis. So just going through the day really quick. So at 9:30, we're going to start the actual technical sessions. We've got 4 papers there. on sort of core binary analysis topics. Then we'll do a quick 20-minute break so you can stretch your legs, get some coffee. After that, we'll do our second technical session with the 2 binary fuzzing papers. And then right after that, there's a somewhat longer break. So if you're on Pacific time, you can use this for lunch. If you're on Eastern time, you can use this for a mid-afternoon snack. And once we get back from that at 1 p.m. Pacific, we'll be moving into our last track of the day with 3 great embedded systems papers. So you can also get this from the NDSS website via the link up at the top. So to simulate this hallway track, one thing that NDSS is doing this year is they're using something called Gather. This basically makes a little kind of video game-like interface that recreates the Catamaran Resort in San Diego. You can wander around, you can check out the poster session, I suppose visit the sponsors and look at some ads. And when you get near someone, it should offer a way to kind of bump into them and chat with them. So hopefully this can try and replace a little bit of the sort of great in-person socialization experience that we're missing this year from the main conference. As far as other ways to keep in touch with the other conference attendees, there's also a Slack. This is at the ndssgroup.slack.com. Yes, I can drop a link to the BAR 2021 page into Slack. So you should have gotten an invite to the Slack channel. Our channel is this BAR Binary Analysis Research Workshop. And you can use this or the Zoom chat to chat with others as we go through the workshop today. As for the actual workshop format, so all of our talks today are pre-recorded. So the main reason for this is that we're hoping that it's chat and potentially get real-time answers from the authors of the papers while the talk is still going on. In addition, at the end of each talk, we'll have the kind of traditional 2 or 3 minutes for questions. So use the Zoom, raise your hand button, and I can call on you, and then you can actually ask a question to the author live. Okay, so I do want to make sure I take a chance to thank our fantastic program committee members. We had 24 members of the program committee this year. They each did around 2 reviews per person, made sure that every paper got good feedback, and we really absolutely could not do this workshop without their hard work. Also want to make sure that we thank Brad Reeves and Yasmin Akar, who are our NDSS workshop chairs. They're the ones that helped us make sure that we got everything set up with the Internet Society and made sure that BAR was going to happen at all. Karen O'Donoghue at the Internet Society was our main contact for making sure that everything with the website was set up well. And so big thanks to her. And then finally, thanks to the unofficial BAR steering committee, Fish Wang, Jan Shoshitashvili, also known as Zardis, and Antonio Bianchi, who have been chairs of BAR over the past 3 years. Okay, so with that, we should be pretty well finished. That definitely didn't take up the full 30 minutes that we had allotted here. So I think we'll just get started in on the talks.